Well, hello everybody. It is our second opportunity to take a look at our fantastic one-day special. Speaking of fantastic, we have the lovely Ali with us as well. Ali, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. I apologise for earlier on. We had an awkward encounter behind the set.
we did.
I've got a routine. When I come into the studio, there's a mirror, and I kind of check to see if there's anything in between my teeth. And then I tuck in my shirt. But I tuck in my shirt like an old man. I kind of do the old man tuck. And unfortunately, Ali was walking past, and I kind of said hello with my jeans getting untucked in. I'm trying to. Anyway, look, we're both friends, and it's absolutely fine. OK, now I think I made an awkward point, even more awkward. We got some fantastic kits, but before we get to anything else, I've got to tell you there is a giveaway today. So I'm going to show you, because it's our Family Favourites event, you're getting stamps and the matching MDF, and to be in line to win this fantastic prize, all you need to do is make any purchase within the first 50 minutes of the live show, and your name goes into a hat. It could be you walking away with the prize. I absolutely love everything that Ali and Stamps Away bring, and I know that because there's a huge fan base, Hochanda fans, who just love the kit and the whole story behind this. Actually, it's worth talking about because obviously we've been on lockdown, Ali. You haven't been able to get out and do what you love best, which is your workshops. Yes,
but it's actually something that's almost forced our hands. I've been wanting to do these kits for years because lots of reasons. People can't get to us, although we're in the Midlands. People from all over can't necessarily travel that far. And also, for some people, a whole day workshop is too much. They need to take breaks, you know. It is quite full on when you're doing a workshop. So in having it in a box with a DVD, if you've had enough for the day, turn it off, come back to it the next day. So it's been something that's, but obviously lockdown has kind of forced our hands. So something that should have been done 5 years ago is now been done.
Silver lining.
Exactly. Well, everything has a silver lining.
And you know, everything, it happens at the right time as well. Look, this is a great opportunity, and so many of us have been doing and enjoying a lot of crafting during this sort of isolation and lockdown, and we want to continue with that. With the one-day special, you are effectively getting a whole craft class. You're getting all the kits, everything you need, your mediums, absolutely everything, and of course, most importantly, you've got Ali taking you through every step of the way with the DVDs. They are options, and I need to stress that. So there are 4 different fantastic options, and I know sometimes I say that I don't sit on the fence, I'll pick my favourite. I genuinely love them all. This is our first option, which we're having a look at. So this is Time Flies. How beautiful is this? So it's got a steampunk. The wings are stunning, and I love wings. I think it's got that sort of angelic wings to them.
It has. It's that sort of moving forward, almost like a phoenix. So they're plaster casts, which means they take colour beautifully. They are a pair, so you get a left and a right. But we've designed the MDF around the centrepiece because we wanted it so it looks like it's bursting out. So that's why the frame is...
This, I mean,
they're really nice quality plaster.
Exceptional quality.
They are. And they're just... The way that mica reacts on them is fabulous, and this kit's all about playing with mica and its reaction with ink and gesso.
And I've got to stress, and you just said it, it's plaster, so when you do feel it, I mean, great quality there. So we've got our wings. I'm going to lay them down. I will position them in a moment. Then we're also getting the clock, again, plaster. I mean, that's heavy, Ali.
It is, so that's why we wanted the frame to be on it. So it comes with the really cute oversized easel that it sits on. So the idea being that you don't have to hang it on the wall.
It actually comes with the easel.
It comes with the easel, so yeah. And I love this easel because we've done this easel in various different sizes, but this is the biggest it's ever been, and I really like it because it's kind of just a bit almost cartoony in its size.
As a work of art, oh, do you know what, you've got me. I think this is brilliant.
So anybody can do that. You just literally follow the instructions. Everything is achievable in there. You get the templates to do the flowers. You get all your mediums, and you can really play with the colours. So you can intensify the orange if you want, or bring out the purple more, depending what your colour scheme is.
What kind of mediums are we getting here?
So you get white gesso.
Okay.
You get a glue, obviously. There's a glue in every kit.
Okay.
You get that spray bottle is a purple mica ink spray. So can you see the mica sitting at the bottom? This is a colour I've put together for this kit. So it actually has a gold mica with a white base and a purple ink.
Now look at that.
As you can see, So when you first use it, the more you use the spray and as your bottle goes down, it does mix up easier.
Yeah.
And then you've also got some little bags that have an orange mica in and a yellow mica in. Because purple's made from blue and red, when you have a yellow mica, obviously you'll start to get hints of those colours of green coming through because as the yellow reacts to the blue. So you get all these different rainbow of colours. Because somebody said, oh, what green have you used? I'm like, I haven't used any green at all. That's just come from the colours reacting to each other.
That's incredible. We've got our embellishments in there as well, which you can see. You're getting all your embellishments to put on the piece as well. Obviously your MDF and most important, even stencils. So those are the flowers that you were describing.
Yeah, so you get the paper to make those from.
Yeah, so we've got 2 stencils, so 2 different sizes, and there's all the paper as well. That's your first kit. $39.99 is your first flexi payment. If you do want to split the price in half, if you don't, then it's $79.98. $79.98. You're saving £20. 0594 947 your item number. Now, come over here. Let me show you something. Ali, I'll tell you a little fact. Back years ago, I worked on a well-known movie, and it involved a little boy wizard.
Oh!
Yeah. So I was part of the crew.
Yeah.
So but we used to get to go on set, and everything looked so magical. When I saw this, that's what it conjured up.
Well, I've wanted an apothecary case for many years because we used to go to Bliss Hill where the old-fashioned pharmacy is. Yeah. And it's that sort of idea that this came about. And so I finally got it.
Yeah. Look at that. Are you kidding?
So
Ali, that looks amazing.
So you get the full kit and you get instructions and the stuff to make the little encyclopedias that are in there, the scrolls. The only thing I have put into that you don't get are the little empty jars. They are just little tiny jam jars, sauce pots, anything that you can find in your recycling. You get the labels, but not the glass because you can just use your recycle, but everything else you make.
Do you know what would be nice when we do start going on holiday again, if you've got friends, if you go to bed and breakfast or a hotel, the jams.
The jam jars, yeah. They're perfect. But you see, one of the biggest searches during lockdown is takeaway, home delivery of cream teas. So if you've had a cream tea delivered, saved a little jar.
There you go. Well, the whole team are loving the sound of that.
It's a good idea.
Just seeing the amount of, and this happens to be the most popular option, half the stock has gone here. The amount of cutting involved is incredible. So, I mean, that is very labour intensive as a kit.
It is, because Muggins here makes them all.
Oh, well, bless you, Ali. You're going to be busy because this is a very popular option. Okay, so that is, that option is our Curiosity Cabinet. Now we're going to move on to, I love them all. There may be dragons. Look at
You can see where my passion lies, can't you?
Ali, we are on the same wavelength.
I love anything mystical, magical.
Me too.
Yeah. But this book, the actual book I've done for years, and I used to do the scales using eggshells, but it was problematic. Believe it or not, gesso doesn't take too well to eggshells.
Right.
So my husband said, well, what about if I laser cut the card into scales, which he did, and it works fabulously. Wow. But then when you put a book on the bookshelf, you only see the spine. You don't see the fabulous detail. So he designed me this, I call it the Dragon's Cave display case for your book to sit in, which again, you could add your own things to it, but what you see in front of you is what you will create with that kit. Everything in it, you will be able to create that.
I challenge anybody to make this and it not be a talking point. So when people come round, they will look at it and they will ask you, you know, where did you get this? You have the joy of telling them, look, I made it. I'm absolutely with you, Ali, when I love sort of mystical adventures, that kind of thing. So here, you really are getting something very, very special. To point out, this is what you're going to make, but then you've got the joy, and I think this is a point that I don't want to be lost, because the finished inspirations are so breathtaking. But I don't want to lose sight of the fact you're getting the DVD, and that's something you'll keep, and I think you will revisit because, all right, you've made your beautiful piece, but then just for the techniques to watch it and to have it as a reference, it's a keepsake.
I've tried across the projects to make sure that you're using different mediums and trying to cover as many different techniques, so that if you collect all of them, you'll still have a collection. You won't be repeating too much. Obviously, there's things that cross across all of them because there's things that you do all the time, but that each one has a unique element to it that you will learn a new technique. And I'll also try and sort of say, oh, you could do this, and so that you're all the time expanding what you're doing. And every kit, what you get in the kit will show you what's there, but there's scope for you to expand it outwards and add your personality to it. I love it when people take it a step further and have the confidence to do that. So that's what they're all about. It's that idea of making it your own, but also having that safety net, I suppose.
Do you know, it's so lovely seeing how passionate you are about everything, and that really comes across in the DVD. So you are going to love those DVDs. Okay, so you're going to love this one. We're going to move on to our final one. Every time I see the next option, I fall in love with it. All of them are fantastic, so I can't pick a favourite. I love them all equally. Now, this is Old Father Time. My goodness. Ali, I keep saying the same things for each one, but if you were to have that in your home, it looks amazing.
I was saying earlier, when I was quite small, we were taken to the Wallace collection in London, and there was a mantle clock there. I mean, it was so ostentatious and over the top, but it stuck with me, and I must have only been 5 or 6, and it stuck with me all my life, and that was the sort of thing I wanted with my own twist on it. So when I did Father Time previously as a technique, I thought it's got to be on a clock. So then we designed a clock, and the clock face is 8 inches to give you an idea of how big it is.
Good size.
And it has got the little shelf on there, which again, you can add your own things to, but we've got those decorative elements, and I'll show you all these different techniques to make it look like that. Believe it or not, that is just MDF and a bit of mediums.
Yeah, and if you need proof of that, just showing you behind.
You don't paint the back.
There you go. Well,
you do get enough gesso to paint the back, but I don't paint the back.
Well, no, that's fine. But
it was to show. It was to show it was MDF.
Nicely done. Look, it's a functioning clock. Nearly 40% of the stock has gone here. Imagine that on your mantelpiece, and it works as well. $39.99 as your first flexi payment if you choose to take advantage of flexi, or $79.98 your price there. 059947 your item number. I genuinely, and if you're a regular viewer to Hochanda, you'll know, I never sit on the fence. If I particularly like something, I will say it. I honestly cannot pick a favourite. As you're looking down, whichever kit you go for, they are all absolute showstoppers. Do take advantage of the fact you're saving £20. This is effectively a workshop with Ali. And think, I mean, look, the fact that you're able to do a workshop in your own home with yourself is incredible. Built
into each of them is what we call tea break time, because there's always something in most of the projects. There's something that needs to dry naturally, or you get a better result if it dries naturally. So I always say, now it's time for a cup of tea. So just like when you come to one of my real workshops, there's time for a cup of tea as well.
Just important question. Can we have a biscuit with our tea as well?
It depends how much drying time you need. I did say to Hayley earlier, there is the odd thing, particularly Old Father Time, when his beard needs to dry. That is definitely a biscuit time as well. Yeah.
That's definitely some dunking moments there. Okay, we like it. Now we're going to move on. We've got some plaster casts for you. Oh, how good do these look? Now we do have 4 options. Whichever option you go for, you're going to get 10. The faces are one of my particular favourites. The skulls are always popular, and please don't think, I know looking like this, sometimes people can feel a bit daunted by the skulls, but I've seen skulls, especially Cinco de Mayo, so Day of the Dead in Mexico, and you can embrace these and make them very, very pretty. So you're getting 10 skulls, so imagine flowers on there, bright, vibrant colours, or you can go quite dark and gothic. Over here, this is your Green Man. How many? 70% of the stock of the Green Man is gone. Look at the detail. I have got 2 words for you. Black gesso, gilding wax. Getting on there. Oh, okay, that was more than 2 words. I meant, forget it. We've also got, now this is nice. This is your fossils. These sold out earlier on. They're back on extended delivery. It's going to be the 6th of July. I remember my godmother, Melissa, bought me one of these when I was like 6, or yeah, I was right, like 6 or 7, from the Natural History Museum. I've still got it.
Yeah, this is it. We've been down to the beach at Lyme Regis, which is on the Jurassic coast.
Yeah.
And you literally see them on the... I mean, I found a fabulous rock that was about this big across. My husband wouldn't carry it back to the car for me, which I thought was very mean of him.
Typical.
But he made me plaster cast, which is almost...
Well, he made up for it.
He
there.
did.
He made
Because
up
I can have as many of those as I want.
He couldn't carry the 4-ton rock.
No, I mean, I
thought,
don't think I was being
cast.
unreasonable.
So those are your casts. I mean, look, for $9.99, that I think is fantastic value for money considering what you are getting. Right, we're going to go to Ali now, and we're starting to look at techniques and what you can get. I know with the actual classes, we're not going to show the class, obviously, but we're going to show how you can get more out of it.
Yeah, in fact, the first demo, I'm going to take some of the leftover bits that you'll have and do a little project. But I just wanted to show you were saying about that the skulls don't have to be black and...
Yeah.
Gothic. Here's one I did on a notebook, and I've done it in blues and done it kind of verdigris effect. So, you know, it's quite pretty.
So you can go pretty.
You can.
Well, yeah.
At the end of the day, everybody's got one.
Yeah, well, it's true. But what I like, sometimes we do want, there will be the occasion, I've seen it, where it wants something to be a bit more atmospheric, a bit more dark and gothic, fine. But if you do go for bright colours, put some flowers on there, totally different feel.
Yeah, they're just, I mean, and it's a lovely form as well. That's the nice thing. Right, so I've got a few different bits that are left over, and I'm going to be using the mediums that are left over from the kits. So in Old Father Time, you get his beard material, which is, it's kind of like strands of wool, but they're all in different tufts and they've got a little bit of a wrinkle to them. Okay. And that's what you use to make his beard. We dip it in, I'll show you a recipe on using the glue, but I'm going to use some of that just to create some texture. You also get this fabulous netting, which is what you put around his head. Again, you get more than you need, so there's a little offcut of that. Okay. And I'm going to use the medium of the Cardinal Gilding Wax, which is from the time, Old Father Time as well. This is a brand new colour. If you've got all our gilding waxes, you won't have this one because it's a brand new colour. And I'm going to use some of the mica sprays from them as well. And our good old fossil. And random things that I found while out walking the dogs, some sticks. Okay. So I'm just going to, and a very important piece of mixed media substrate that everybody will get with their kits. Your kits come packed in them, don't throw them away because 2 of the projects actually used them as part of their kit.
Nice, making the most of the kit. I like that. Doing a bit for the environment.
You use it in Time Flies, and in the Curiosity Cabinet, it's what you make the encyclopedias out of.
Oh, okay, nice.
So
that fossil looks so good, Ali.
Did you see earlier? I just stained it with tea.
No, I didn't. I was having my dinner. You just stained, let's see.
That's a tea bag.
You're
so
kidding.
Straight away it looks like sandstone.
So wait, did you just rub the tea bag on there?
Yeah. Oh, it's probably a bit dried out now, but there's said tea bag. Just dabbed it across. Take it out your tea, wrap it in some cling film.
Oh, tea bagging technique, nice.
Right, so I say again, this beard material, because I want you to have enough to recreate different elements from your kit. So like the beard stuff, I've given you plenty, way more than you need for the project, because I know myself, if I found something and I really like the effect, if I only get the bare minimum in a kit, it's going to bug me because I'm going to have to try and source it and everything like that. Yeah. So with things like this, why give you a small bundle when I can give you a little bag full? Oh. So that's the plan.
As we're doing that, Ali, there were some questions. With the tea bag, does it make a difference if it's like a builder's brew, Yorkshire? Does it have to be like a strong Yorkshire tea?
The stronger the tea, the darker your sandstone will be. So if you went for something like an Earl Grey, it would be more of a limestone finish. Okay. So just, you know, but if you want to go granite or something like that, maybe go with an espresso coffee.
Oh, I love it.
Honestly, I have actually played with fruit teas as well. But sometimes they just come out a bit wishy-washy.
I mean, this is brilliant. But look, you are the embodiment of a true crafter because that's what we do. We try everything. You know, why not?
You do know what my ringtone on my phone is, don't you? Wombles.
Amazing. Because you're always wombling free?
Because I make good use of the things that you find things that the everyday folk leave behind.
Oh, there you go.
It's my nickname. Has been, yeah.
I love it.
And that's true, and these kits are the embodiment of that as well in terms of the fact I encourage you to keep hold of everything. Yeah. So once you finish the kit, even the little bags of mica, again, although it looks like you don't get much in the kit, you get more than enough for the project, and you'll have some left over. And by being in the little grip seal bags, you just seal the top over, and that's fine to keep for ages.
Excellent.
Right. So what I'm going to be working on is something like this.
Oh, that's
Now,
nice.
believe it or not, that starts with white gesso.
See, when you show us stuff, Ali, you kind of turn something and you make it so achievable. And I think we're seeing it in all the finished examples. It's the kind of thing you would discover in, you know, if you find an old house and you get to go around and you discover these beautiful antiques, like these treasures that are hidden away for millennia, and suddenly you've discovered it.
The thing is, I try and do things that are different, but also I want people to realise nothing I do isn't achievable by everybody. And I'm hoping that these workshops give people the confidence to actually... I have had one lady say she'd never tried anything like this before, and she took... it was this, I think it was the steampunk one we had on last time, and she sent me an email of what she created, and it was fabulous. And I'm so pleased that people who've never tried mixed media or are a bit scared of it have this, because as I say, it's like a safety net of something that you can fall back on. You can pause me, much to my husband's delight, the fact that you can pause me and mute me, and watch it again and again, so that you know exactly what I'm talking about.
You've got such a nice presenting style, and really with Ali, what you see is what you get. You know, if you chat to Ali off screen, it's exactly the same as what you see on screen, and it comes across. And you take, I mean, look, I'll ask the question. It seems that you take so much joy from teaching and sharing your techniques, Ali.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, from the age of about, Mum will back me up on this, about 3, I wanted to be a teacher, and that is what my qualification is.
From 3?
Yeah, from about 3, I used to sit, and this, going back to the curiosity cabinet, because I used to sit and make little books for my teddy bears that came to school. Couldn't spell the word Jeremy, which was my teddy bear. He was Jeremy for many years. I didn't realise it had an extra E in it. And I used to make books, and that's what's translated into the... all the little bits I've made to go in the curiosity cabinet. It's coming back to the same.
To do.
Yeah, so yeah, my background is actually teaching, but teaching crafts is a whole different, because it's something, because when you teach, you also have to teach things that maybe you don't like so much.
Okay, yeah, it's true.
Right, so I'm just drying this a little bit. Now, you'll probably notice, I'm hoping this will show up, that I haven't really fussed too much about getting everywhere. And this is why I've only given it a little bit of a blast dry. Now, if you are really neat and worry about things like that, you could go in with a paintbrush and get under all there, but you're not going to need to, because I'm going to throw some ink sprays at it. And as the ink spray reacts with the gesso, it will flow into those gaps anyway. So you're actually creating less work for yourself. And
with the mediums, I would imagine after you've completed your project, you'll still have loads left over to use.
Certain ones I've made sure that you've got a full size. You always get a full size pot of gleams. You always get a full size bottle of spray inks.
And what's your technique? Because I've seen different techniques with regard to shaking up spray. Some people roll, you just go for...
Just give it a good old shake. The important thing, let me show you. Mica is a sediment. It doesn't dissolve in water, it only floats. So it will always settle to the bottom. If you don't have great strength in your arms, store your bottles side down. You can already see that is sliding down to the side, because then you only have to stir it a little bit and it will mix up. I tend to just stand mine up and just shake.
Give it a good shake.
So you just shake it up until all the mica's up from the bottom. 2 reasons for that. One is it means that the distribution of mica throughout the bottle is always the same from your first spray to your last. And 2, you're not going to suck mica up when you pump the spray and clog your...
We had a lovely email in from Janie. Hello to Janie, and she's enjoying the show. And she said, "You are definitely the crafting womble."
Thank you.
Thanks, Janie.
Right, so this is the spray from the dragon. So here you can really see the olive green colour that I've mixed, and the gold that's within it.
And now it's just brought out. See, that is phenomenal because all the detail in that fossil has just shone through, and that's just a quick spritz. We have had a question.
Yep.
This is from Becky. Becky's saying she brought the one-day special. Will there ever be a chance to buy different kits, as in the one she's already got the DVD from?
Oh, well,
like
so
the
she could,
materials.
top-ups.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah.
There will be in the future. We need to. We're going to get like an arsenal of different workshops, and then you would be able to buy the wings and the fob watch and the. But at the moment, we're still working on putting together the variety of kits. So yes, but there will be like the curiosity cabinet. You would be able to buy that as a kit, but they're going to work. That cabinet probably going to be about the same as the full kit, just because the amount of cutting involved in it. That is a big old kit.
Well, look, and when you see how much cutting is involved, I'm not surprised. So yes, the answer is Becky. In time, you might be able to get a hold of the kits. Though with something like the Curiosity Cabinet, you might, if you know you want to make another one of those, you might think of maybe ordering two. It's up to you. Okay. How are we getting on?
Right, so we've started to dry a little bit, so you can see, because I've done the gesso in white, the colour soaks in a little bit. So now I'm going to come in with some of the other things that I'd have left over from my kit. So I'm going to come in with the Cardinal Gilding Wax, which is the red, again from Old Father Time.
Nice.
And I'm going to go on quite haphazard with this. These are water-based, so they will react when I do another spray of ink in a minute. But do you see what I mean about the colour moving about with the gesso?
Yeah.
So I am going to give this a little bit of a blast because it's very soggy in places.
So if you're watching right now, what Janie's showing you is once you have completed your project, she's just showing techniques how you can get the most out of what's left from your kit.
So it's mainly out of the Father Time because you get some nice micas in there as well, which we'll use in a minute. Just want to dry here where it's really soggy. And it's all about building it up. Now, if you were doing this at home, this would definitely be a cup of tea moment, because when you let it dry naturally, you get a different effect. And I showed earlier, using this one as an example, you can see here where it's flowed. So what I did there was I left it to dry, just propped up on usually my pot of gesso, so that it can flow down and you get this lovely pooling effect. But this was all started off on white gesso, just using the sprays and the gilding waxes and things.
Drippy, drippy technique.
Oh yeah, you've got to have a bit of drippy, drippy technique.
Steve-O, how you doing, buddy? He always comes to the shows. He has emailed in and he's gone, Steve-O, good choice. Oh, Steve-O's actually doubled up. He's gone for the Curiosity Cabinet, which I think is a phenomenal choice, and also Old Father Time. Those are two fantastic. Well, everything's great. Steve-O, you're going to have a lot of fun. One thing you've got to do, once you've made it, please, and I know how good you are on social media, post, tag Hochanda in. And Janie, you've got such a community with Stamps Away, so I know you would love viewers to send in their finished examples.
Definitely.
How do we follow you on social media?
I've only just got my page, which is Ali.
Okay.
We do have a Stamps Away page, but I'm a bit rubbish at updating that. I tend to just put everything
Ali
on
Reeves.
my...
We'll look out for Ali Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just building this up, and what I'm pulling in is all these little bags that you get with the kit as well. So you just tip out a little bit on a saucer. Now, because I'm working onto a wet surface, I'm actually coming in with the mica dry, because what that does, when it's dry and you put it on, it acts like a drying agent and it sucks up some of the water, because I want this to all react. And I'm going to do one last spray with this, and then I'm going to give it a blast, because it looks quite matte at the moment. But that's just because the mic is floating around. So I'm going to just concentrate on one area and get that drying. So here, and you can see that shimmer
coming through.
If I tip that up a second, so you can see the shimmer coming through as it dries.
Ali, considering where you started and where we are now, that's remarkable.
And the more what you have to do is get a balance. When you're working with mica, you want a balance between texture and flat areas. I used to always just loads and loads of texture over everything, but what I found was when you have flat areas like here, you get a really fabulous effect just where the mica's landed naturally. When you have texture, it will always pool into certain areas, which is nice. I get, you know, on here on the fossil, you can see it's gone into the channels, but it's the flat areas where you get that real interference, almost like a mother of pearl effect. And you just keep building up. And this is all I'm doing, is using and playing with the bits that are left over from the kit. And that's all I did with this, was added the fossil and a few random bits I found lying around an old frame, and it's just using up those bits.
Nice. We have now, I asked Steve-O about pictures. He's gone and sent us one. Let's have a little look. So, Steve-O, that looks amazing.
It's fabulous, isn't it?
What? Look at that. That's so good. Thank you, Steve-O, using the skulls to good effect. He also said
that was a workshop. We launched it. That was one of the first ones we launched, was the Pirate Treasure. So he's followed the workshop and created that at home.
I mean, so that's one of the skulls. Is that one of the skulls that we use?
Yeah, not the little skull. It's the big three-dimensional one.
But details are actually there for that large, the skull, $9.99 your price, 334-342 your item number. Steve-O, that is awesome. How are we getting on then, Ali?
Right, so I'm going to just leave that to dry, and I was going to start working on another little bit.
Should we have a quick recap?
Oh, I think that might be a good plan, because then I can make a little bit of tidy space.
Are you having fun?
I am having fun.
Oh, brilliant. All right, great. We are as well. Right, we're going to just go through the different options for you. There are 4 options with the one-day special. Can I just say a big hello to everyone that's joining us? Because I know in the UK it is Saturday night, so you could be watching anything, so thank you so much. Also, can I just say a big hello to all our European viewers, and also viewers from the States who are starting to join us as well. Wherever you're watching, whether it is in the UK, Europe or America, you are part of the Hochanda family, and I really do mean that. So thank you for tuning in, and we've got something really special to share with you, because what Ali does with these kits, she's giving you absolutely everything. All quality components. The DVD is exceptional, and you're seeing it now with Ali, how passionate she is about sharing techniques, and she's got such a lovely presenting style. So you will absolutely treasure that DVD, and it'll be a joy to watch. But when you think about the components, you'll only be able to appreciate this. I'm just going to pick up the wings. These are the plaster wings. When you get this home and you feel the weight and the quality, and that is, I mean, whatever Stamps Away and Ali produce, it's always absolutely first rate. So we've got the wings. I'm just going to pop that down there. Those beautiful, and I just love angel wings. You've got your mediums in the mix as well. So we've got our glue. There's your gesso, the spray with the mica in there. You're also getting additional mica. This is the project that you will make. Now look at that. Isn't that stunning? It really does capture a moment. You'll be able to make your flowers, because there are stencils allowing you to make the flowers, and you'll even be able to make the easel there as well. So that large easel, and it's the largest easel that Stamps Away have ever produced. That's one option for you, and just to give you the title of this option, it is Time Flies. Now we move on. It suddenly goes to a whole different level. I will close up our curiosity cabinet. 60% of the stock has gone. Let us just pause for a moment. Imagine this in a room, on a mantelpiece. Then when you do, and you would have it open, but when you open it up, the look, the feel, the heritage, it has got just something so special about it. All the little elements in here you're going to be making, the books you will be making from the kit. The only thing that Ali's added in, if I just open this up, the only thing Ali has added in are the little jars, which, look, any preserves, if you've got any preserves at home, or if you do eventually when we start going out for, I don't know, it could be afternoon tea or to a cafe, just make sure you nab the jar that you've ordered. I'm just saying, once you've ordered it, if you've got the jar on your plate, I think there's nothing wrong with taking it home. Don't take it off someone else's table. But you've got everything you need. Look at the amount of cutting involved for this one kit. Now, you are saving £20. Ali said something really important, because I had that lovely email. I think it's Becca? Becky, it was Becky, who said, would Stamps Away be, because you've got the DVD, would they then offer kits to make it again? And Ali was saying, with regard to the Cabinet of Curiosity, this, if it was a kit and it's something that they're looking to bring out again, it might be close to this price point. So remember, you're saving £20, so just bear that in mind. 059 9471, 947, I added the one, is your item number. All right, now moving on. I just cannot get over how good this looks. Come on. Now, how would you not want this in your room? Okay. I said I don't have a favourite, but I am seriously leaning towards this. So the title of this one is There May Be Dragons. Look at the detail, that magical essence. You are getting the book, then you're getting the cave to house the book. This to me, oh, you'd keep this in your bedroom. Something special. Look at all of the scales, the cut work that you've got in here. Everything is absolutely exquisite. It looks like a magical book that you've just stumbled upon. Okay, so that's another option for you. With all the options, you are getting the DVD, you're getting the mediums, and everything you need to make it. Another really popular option is Old Father Time. So what we saw Ali doing was using the leftovers from Old Father Time and trying to get the most out of those, because, as I say, you're getting a lot of mediums in there. You are getting a fully functional clock. Now, I'll tell you something. I have been in the past clock shopping. So I've gone looking for a clock and seen very, very ordinary clocks for you paying like 50 odd pounds just for a really bland clock. And I'm not paying 50 pounds for a bland clock. Look at this that you're going to have on the mantelpiece. It is incredible. That is just ridiculously special. So you get to do all of this. It's the techniques as well and all the mediums, and it is a fully functional clock mechanism that you're getting there as well. £79.98 is your price. It's just one of the options, Old Father Time. So 4 different options to choose from. Which will you be going for? I love the dragons. I love the Curiosity Cabinet. I love the old. I love them all. Okay, got to move on. We've got more. We have got our plaster casts here. Now we've got 4 options, and whichever option you go for, you are getting 10. Look at the faces. Half the stock has gone. Now, I want to put this into context. Half the stock has gone, and this is only the second live hour. Considering the stock we have here, we anticipate we had enough stock to last a full 24 hours to coincide with a one-day special. That's how busy we're having here. Just moving on. We have got the skulls. 30% of the skulls have gone. Oh, you can have some fun with the skulls. Lovely. And then we've got, now this has been very, very popular, the Green Man. Look at the detail. 3/4 of the stock for our Green Man. Say, once you start adding colour or adding gleams to really pick out the detail, they go to a whole different level. And the fossils, they have already extended. They did sell out, and a quarter of the stock's gone for these. Yeah, like them all. And again, Ali, you give me hard times because I'm really struggling to pick a fave.
Well, the faces, we've had those on a few times. The fossils are the brand new ones, yeah. So obviously they're my current favourites.
Wow, I do like
them.
But
I was just the Green Man you were saying about gilding waxes. Yeah. If I just borrow that from the back, that's just hidden into some paper to make it look like a tree trunk. And then the gilding wax.
That's just paper?
Yeah, just you wet the paper and then squidge it around. I might do that as a demo tomorrow.
Oh, I think so. I would love to see that. So what are we going to do now then, Alice?
So I'm just going to show you how to do the side of the Curiosity Cabinet to get that antique look, because in the kit I've put in what I call the oak ink. It is not a mica ink, it is just an ink, so you don't need to shake it.
Lovely.
But everybody will, because we all automatically shake whenever we pick up a bottle. Okay. Right, so to get the most interest in it, you get what we call the collage papers, and these are just a variety of papers, all antique style, printed out on thinner paper so you can tear them. You've got some labels, you've got some old letters, you've got adverts, you've got the front page of the pharmaceutical journal from 18 1882, March the 11th. So there's some really interesting little adverts in there, all sorts of different things. So you've got all of those to use.
Ali, we did have a question from Nikki, and she was just asking the wings.
Yes.
So it's beautiful sort of angel wings. Will you ever bring those as an individual option?
Almost certainly, yes.
Good.
We've just got to work out the posting them out.
Okay, because they are heavy.
They are heavy. What we have to do is we have custom boxes made, and we laser cut polystyrene for them to fit round, which I know people are like, oh, it's polystyrene, but because we laser cut it to the exact shape, it gives you a really good waist piece.
Oh.
Because you'll get the outside of the fob watch, so you can make a frame with a recess and things like that with it. So again, don't throw it away, you'll need it, you'll use it for something.
Nice.
I didn't incorporate that into the DVD because at the time I didn't think I should have done really, because there's lots you can do. Okay. But by tearing these up, I'm getting these nice raw edges which will add to the aged look. Notice I'm overhanging the sides. So just, the glue that's in the kits. They're not our full-size bottles. We've gone with 30 mils, which is plenty big enough for the project, but there is 2 reasons for that. One, because across all the kits, you're going to end up with multiple bottles of glue. Not a problem, because you would use it. But one of the side effects to the COVID problem is bottles. We can't get our usual glue bottles, so they are a little bit firmer.
Okay.
And on some of the projects, part of the things you have to do with the glue is do patterns with it. And these bottles are a bit too hard to squeeze to do patterns, so the ones in the kits are a lot softer and easier to squeeze.
Perfect.
So if anybody has noticed in the last few weeks that our bottles are not as soft as they normally are, don't worry, the glue for the kits have been bottled specifically in soft bottles, but we could only get 30 ml ones, which is fine for the kits.
Okay. Now we have had another picture in.
Oh goody, I like pictures.
Is this from? It's from Tracy. Wow.
That's Eric.
Eric looks amazing. Tell us a little bit about Eric.
I got an email with that picture in, and she said, I just called him Eric. And he's fabulous, isn't he?
That looks incredible. You've got such a lovely fan base. I mean, I would say fan base. It's a community, really.
So one of the things I'm missing is teaching workshops, but at least with social media and things, we're still getting that communication. Oh, I've also got my youngest little viewer who apparently Samantha's new little daughter was watching and got quite upset when the Freedom advert came on.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
She's not a Freedom fan.
Obviously not.
How
Sorry.
old is she?
Oh, she must only, what was she? She was born just before lockdown, so she's only 3 months.
Oh, wow.
So I've not even met her yet, but she's beautiful. But she was watching me earlier.
That is the next generation of crafters coming through.
So, with the ink spray in this kit, you can obviously spray it on, but I actually prefer the look of just tipping a little bit in and applying it with a sponge. And the other thing is, by doing that, you can also dilute it down to get yourself different tones. But what you'll see is where I've torn it, I'm going to dry that a little bit so you can see. Where I've torn it, you get that nice aged look. So it looks like it's a bit crackled. And you get that darker edge to it. And that's how you do the side of the cabinet. But what's nice, so here's just plain MDF. Take the same ink. It now no longer MDF, it looks like oak. And you do this once the cabinet's built, because obviously applying moisture to it will cause it to swell a little bit. And you can build that up and go really dark. So if you want to go almost like a mahogany, let that dry a little bit and then build up another layer.
Have you ever tried your tea bag technique on MDF?
Tea bags don't stain it that much, coffee's better. Mix coffee with a little bit of warm water so it's like a paste, and then that stains it up beautifully. Right, I wasn't going to do this, but shall I show you how to make an encyclopedia?
Let's do this.
Right, so Curiosity Cabinet and Time Flies both utilise the cardboard box that your kits will come in. So both of those keep the cardboard box. If not, you're going to have to rush out to the recycling. So, you're going to take a bit of cardboard, fold it, and you're going to use the corrugations to make your book as fat or as thin as you want. Okay.
Ali, this is so clever. Do you know, I guarantee whether you're going for the kits or not, everyone's going to try this.
I love doing things. This is, because the Curiosity Cabinet, when we were doing, I mean, it's a kit I've wanted for years because I say I love apothecaries.
Yeah.
And my problem was, it's like, I said, I love it. I absolutely love it. But what can I teach them?
Yeah.
What is there? What techniques? I said, oh, I don't know. That's not my department, apparently. So I was, okay, the decorating of it, you're doing the staining, you've got a bit of mica. But I thought, I know, it's the things that go inside. So I show you lots of different little things that you can make, because I love making miniature things.
It adds so much character.
So all I'm doing here is just gluing some bits of card to give it the bulk. Okay, so just offcuts of the cardboard box. You're not going to have much of your cardboard box to put into recycling. Now, the cardboard will want to spring open. So you can either put the glue on, leave it for a couple of minutes so that it starts to, or you can give it a little blast with your heat gun. Saves you having to do that for too long.
Okay.
Okay.
You've had another great email in from Kath. You're going to like this one, Ellie. So Kath was asking, have you ever had plans to bring a DVD giving ideas on how to upcycle packaging?
Oh, no, but that does sound like a fun one to do.
I think
because
great idea.
I've made an album, I tore a cardboard box once, and this is where this idea came from.
Yeah.
But one corner was missing, so I took the clear from, you know, the sort of blister packaging that you get, and made a clear cover from that. I've ironed bubble wrap, which makes a really good background. So yeah, I could probably.
I think Kath's planted a seed.
I think she has.
I would love to see that.
You do know that I'm not going to sleep tonight now.
Kath, thank you so much. That is a brilliant idea.
Right, so I've got my basic shape of my book, and I've got some offcuts of the paper here. Not quite big enough. I'll get another bit. You get plenty of the papers in. So I'm just going to cut. Now I want this to be a slightly different shade of the ink, so I'm going to put a bit on that.
Nice.
And I'm just going to water it down because I can. So you see now it's not quite as intense. Okay.
Yeah, so we're just aging it.
And notice when I'm doing it, I'm not trying to get it perfectly smooth. I go through all of this on the DVD, how to create coffee stains and things like that. So, you know, so it looks like you've put your coffee cup down on it. There's loads of little fun bits like that. So that's where I had fun with that DVD. So I'm going to wrap that round. Don't forget the spine. So just wrap that round. Now you'll see how I wrap Christmas presents. Badly. Trim that. So you can leave the edges a bit raw, depending what sort of book, whether you want it to be moth-eaten or... Okay. So because this is going to be on the shelf, the spine is the important thing. So all I do is I go to these and find some bigger words. By the way, if you're bored any evening, sit and read some of these adverts. They're brilliant. This is this one's for accommodation, and it's some of the things that they're so proud of. You know, like an inside toilet, and because obviously of the era of them. Lots of Argas and things like that are mentioned. So I'm going to age that up a bit as well.
Nice.
Onto my spine. And I'm going to put it roughly in the middle. Now in this kit you get a little bag of gold mica. I don't think I've got the gold one with me today, but we can use another one anyway. I'll use the yellow. It will just, actually orange might be better. So pick up some of the brown ink, and then I'm just going to pick up some of the mica just to make it into a little paint. And we're just going to paint, you know, the classic gold lines onto the end of your book. do a little bit of gold along the top there. And then you can make as many of these as you want to sit on your bookshelf inside your curiosity cabinet. So you want a whole set of encyclopedias.
Incredible.
And you can also do a little front panel as well if you want to have it sitting front on the shelf.
I love it. Ali, I'm just noticing as you were doing that, I found my eyes wandering to all the finished inspirations. Can we take a few moments just to show everything you have around you? Because they look incredible. So feel free to pick out anything that you wanted to show.
Right, so this side is mainly the ancient columns, which are on the website. So we've got our mermaid, which is again using black gesso, and the mica sprays, and this one shows the mica sprays really nice. I've just put a candle on top of this. Because when you spray mica sprays onto the plaster, the colour soaks in, but the mica sits on the surface because it's a sediment, so you get an amazing shimmer. And then this one up here, I've used the green gilding wax from the dragon kit and made like lichen and moss with it.
Because the plaster's porous, it soaks in the liquid, the colour, but all that mica sticks to the
if you want to, when you get your mica sprays home, I don't know if I've only got a bit of tissue, it might not work as well on here. Okay. Spray it onto kitchen towel because it has a similar effect. You'll see the colour soak in and you'll see the mica sitting on the surface and you get an idea of what the shimmer of the mica is.
And once it dries, that mica really does
This
intensify.
one works really well when you do it this way because the gold soaks in. So this is you see how much quicker they are to shake when they've been used a bit. See you see the shimmer of the mica coming through really quickly when you do it onto tissue.
Give it a wiggle?
Give it a wiggle.
Oh, there you can see it. That's it.
So that's a good little tip. As soon as you get them home, get them shook and try them onto kitchen towel.
Lovely.
So I stuck a Sunday dish on the top of that one to make it look like an urn. Don't tell my husband because that's his ice cream dish. He eats it out the tub, so he's fine. On this side, we've got the Fibonacci one I showed earlier when we were doing the fossil. Yeah. So that's anybody that knows Fibonacci numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. It's the sequence from the spirals. Yeah. Then we've got one of the faces used here to create a merman under the sea scene. Wow. Incorporating again your mica sprays and a bit of gilding flake on there. So to do the gilding flake, you just smear a little bit of the glue on, leave it for a second to go tacky, then you just tap the glue on, the gilding flake on the top. This one at the back here, we did a similar one in the launch show. Yeah. So that's tea stained, soft drinks box to create the colour at the background there, and then book pages. And then all around the back, we've got more of the faces and the green men.
I don't think there is going to be a tea bag. Anyone watching right now, no one's going to be throwing away their tea bags. No, because they're really handy because they're instant spongy thing. Instant age. I really hope you enjoyed the show. We're going to announce a winner for our family favourites, and I can tell you the winner is... Oh, it's there. It's Leslie. I was going to give a little drum roll. Leslie, congratulations to you, Leslie. You're winning, and it's the MDF with the stamps. Congratulations. That is an awesome giveaway. You're going to absolutely love it.
And sorry. I was going to say, I chose that prize to go with it because it does really complement the one-day special. So if you've bought the one-day special, the bottles in the stamp set will look fabulous in the curiosity cabinet.
See, Ali knows. She's always thinking. Ali, it's been such a joy. What you didn't see, there was a seat. I sat down, I turned into a viewer and just watching Ali work. Yeah. Ali, it's been an absolute pleasure. Now, you're going to be back tomorrow live at 8, 12 and 4. Yep. What can we look forward to?
All sorts of things. So I will do the Green Man. Yeah. And we'll have a play with all the mediums and have a look at doing the scales and all sorts of different things.
We said something. You said you might try. It's escaped me now. At the start of the show.
I'll have to watch it on rewind because I can't remember either.
Well,
that's My brain's a bit fried now.
That's all right. No, you've been working very hard. Ali, thank you so much. I really mean that. Thank you. And thank you for joining us this hour. I really hope you've enjoyed it. This, to me, I think showcases why Hochanda is such a special place, because we really do place such importance on the demonstrations and on inspiring you, but ultimately bring you some incredible crafters and brands and allowing you to bring the goodies to life. Look at the cabinet you're seeing there. We've got the dragon. and there may be dragons, and then there's the clock coming up, so Old Father Time, just a few of the options with the one-day special. Ali will return tomorrow at 8 in the morning. I really hope you can keep her company. Please make sure to check out your baskets. You will not be disappointed. This is a very special craft class getting sent to your door, and it will inspire you. Speaking of inspiring you, we have got a very special show coming up next. I am going to be introducing you to the deal wheel. If you're not familiar, don't go.